Rejection rarely comes with a clear sign. Most of the time it's silent. No dramatic conversation, no clear ending, just small signals most people miss completely. And one of those signals is so confusing, it actually fools almost everyone who sees it. People mistake it for genuine kindness, when it's actually one of the clearest signs someone isn't interested. We're saving that one for the very end, because once you understand it, you'll never misread it again. Today, we're breaking down 7 signs someone is not interested in you, even if they're being perfectly nice about it. Some of these are obvious, the kind you've probably already noticed before. But by the time we get to sign number 7, you'll understand why so many people get this wrong. So if you've ever wondered whether someone's just being polite or actually into you, stick around. You've probably experienced this yourself without fully realizing what was happening at the time. Once you see the full list, a lot of confusing situations from your past might suddenly make sense. Let's start with the signs everyone already half knows before we get to the one nobody talks about. Before we start, a quick note on how to use this list. Reading Disinterest isn't about catching one bad moment. Everyone has an off day. It's about noticing a consistent pattern across multiple interactions. So keep that in mind as we go through each sign. Some of these might overlap with simple shyness. We'll cover that distinction later too. For now, let's start building the full picture, one sign at a time. Sign number 1, their replies are short and stay short no matter what you say. One-word answers, minimal detail, conversations that feel like pulling teeth to keep going. Compare this to someone who's actually interested. Their responses usually build, not shrink. When someone repeatedly gives the bare minimum, it's rarely an accident. It usually reflects exactly how much energy they're willing to invest in talking to you. People make time and effort for things, and people they actually care about. A short reply here and there means nothing. Everyone gets busy sometimes. But a consistent pattern of minimal effort is hard to explain away. Think about the last few conversations you've had with them. Were they building or barely surviving? Sometimes people convince themselves a short reply just means someone is busy. But busy people still find ways to show interest, even briefly. If every conversation feels like work just to keep it alive, that's worth paying attention to. And if you find yourself writing longer messages just to make up for their short ones, notice that too. Sign number 2, their body language is closed off, even while they're talking to you. Crossed arms, crossed legs, a body angled away rather than toward you. This is the opposite of what we usually see in someone who's interested and engaged. Open posture signals comfort and openness. Closed posture usually signals the opposite. It's often unconscious. Most people aren't even aware they're doing it. But the body tends to be more honest than words, especially in early interactions. Watch how someone positions themselves the next time you're talking, not just their face. If their body consistently creates distance, that's a signal worth noticing. Notice if this happens specifically around you, or if it's just how they generally sit. Context matters, but a consistent pattern directed at you is the real signal. It's rarely about being rude. It's usually just discomfort quietly showing through. The body rarely lies as convincingly as words sometimes can. Sign number 3, they avoid sustained eye contact. Not just occasional glances away, which is completely normal, but a consistent pattern of avoidance. Their eyes drift to their phone, the room, anywhere except you, for extended periods. Interest usually shows up as a desire to actually look at someone. Disinterest often shows up as the opposite, a quiet need to look anywhere else. This one can be subtle, so pay attention to the overall pattern, not a single moment. Some people even seem to look everywhere except your face during a conversation. That kind of avoidance often reflects discomfort, not just distraction. If eye contact feels like something they're actively avoiding, that's rarely a coincidence. It's uncomfortable to notice, but it's usually telling you something real. Sign number 4, they seem constantly distracted when you're together. Checking their phone repeatedly, scanning the room, glancing at the time. Genuine interest usually narrows someone's focus. They want to be fully present with you. When someone is truly into you, the rest of the room tends to fade into the background. Disinterest often does the opposite. Their attention keeps drifting elsewhere. This isn't about one quick phone check. Everyone does that occasionally. It's about a pattern where their attention rarely seems to fully land on you at all. If their eyes are on their phone more than they're on you, that's rarely subtle once you notice it. Presence is a choice, and constant distraction is often that choice, quietly made. If you consistently feel like you're competing with their phone for attention, that's telling. Sign number 5, they never initiate, ever. Every conversation, every plan, every text, it all starts because you started it. If you stopped reaching out completely, the relationship would likely just stop existing. Genuine interest usually shows up as at least some effort to initiate contact. Not necessarily equal effort every single time, but some, at least occasionally. When someone never reaches out first, it often reflects where you actually rank in their priorities. This one can be painful to notice because it's easy to keep filling that gap yourself. Constantly being the only one making an effort is a pattern worth being honest about. It's easy to mistake always being the one who reaches out for closeness. But closeness usually flows in both directions, not just one. Effort tends to flow toward the things and people we actually care about. Sign number 6, they avoid physical closeness or lean away when you get close. This could be stepping back slightly, avoiding touch, or keeping a consistent physical distance. Comfort with closeness usually grows naturally when someone is genuinely interested. It's a quiet, physical form of trust that builds gradually over time. When that closeness is consistently avoided, it often reflects a lack of that same comfort. This isn't about respecting personal space, which everyone deserves regardless of interest. It's about a consistent pattern of creating distance, even in casual, low-pressure moments. The body tends to move toward what feels good and away from what doesn't. Watch for small moments. Does the distance between you shrink naturally or stay fixed no matter what? That answer often tells you more than any conversation could. Pay attention to that instinct. It's often more honest than words. And now, sign number 7, the one we promised at the very beginning. This is the sign that confuses almost everyone because it doesn't look like rejection at all. It's kindness without commitment. They're nice, warm even. They might say things like, "We should hang out sometime." But sometime never actually turns into an actual date, an actual time, an actual place. Plans stay vague, on purpose, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. This happens because being genuinely kind, while avoiding commitment, feels easier than an honest rejection. Most people don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so they keep things pleasant, but non-committal. The kindness is real, but it's often being used as a soft, comfortable exit. The trap is, kindness feels good, so we mistake it for genuine interest. But real interest almost always comes with specifics, an actual day, an actual plan, follow through. Vague warmth, without any real commitment, is one of the clearest, most overlooked signs of disinterest. This sign shows up constantly in modern dating, especially through texting and social media. A like on a photo, a friendly comment, but never an actual invitation. It feels like something, but it rarely turns into anything real. It's polite, it's gentle, but it's still an answer, even if it never actually says no. Now, before you start seeing rejection everywhere, an important caveat. Some of these signs can also come from shyness, anxiety, or a simply different communication style. Context always matters here. just as much as the signal itself. Someone who's shy might avoid eye contact, but still make consistent effort to talk to you. Someone genuinely busy might reply briefly, but still initiate contact when they actually have time. The real signal isn't any single behavior, it's the overall pattern, especially around effort and consistency. If most of these signs show up together and stay consistent over time, the picture becomes much clearer. Cultural background can also shape how openly someone shows interest in the first place. So before assuming the worst, look at the full pattern over time, not just one interaction. One or two moments rarely tell the full story on their own. Let's quickly recap the 7 signs we covered today. Short, low-effort replies and closed-off body language. Avoided eye contact and constant distraction when you're together. Never making the first move and avoiding physical closeness. And finally, kindness without any real commitment behind it. Remember, one sign alone rarely tells the whole story. But when several of these show up consistently, the pattern becomes hard to ignore. None of these signs are meant to make you paranoid, they're meant to help you see clearly. Clarity, even when it's uncomfortable, is usually better than staying confused. And that vague, warm, non-committal kindness, that's often the clearest signal of all. Rejection is rarely loud, most of the time, it's quiet and easy to miss. But once you know what to actually look for, it becomes a lot harder to misread. Save your energy for people who actually show up consistently and on purpose. You deserve someone whose interest doesn't require decoding in the first place. If this helped you read situations a little more clearly, hit subscribe for more videos like this one. We break down psychology and human behavior every single week. See you in the next one.